Good morning, students. I am Vikram Singh Rathod, Assistant Professor at Center for E-Governance. Today I am presenting a super vector machine model in machine learning. It is a supervised machine learning model. A super vector machine SVM is a very powerful and versatile machine learning model capable of performing linear or non-linear classification, regressions, and even outlier detection. It is one of the most popular model in machine learning, and anyone interested in machine learning should have it in their toolbox. SVM super vector machine are particularly well suited for classification of complex but small or medium sized data sets. In this lecture we explain the core concept of SVM, how to use them and how they work. First of all, I am introduce you linear SVM classification. In this classification, this is the fundamental idea behind SVM is best explained and with some pictures. Such as in next slide you saw the figure 5.1, so the part of iris dataset that was introduced at the end of the lecture. The two classes can clearly be separated easily with a straight line. They are linearly separatable. The left plot show the decision boundary of three possible linear classifiers. The model whose decision boundaries is represented by the dashed line is so bad that it does not even separate the classes properly. The other two models work perfectly on this training set, but their decision boundaries come so close to the instance that these models will probably not perform as well as on new instances. In contrast, the solid line in the plot on the right represent the decision boundary of an SVM classifier. This line not only separates the two classes but also stay as far away from the closest training instance as possible. You can think of an SVM classifier as a fitting and widest possible street represented by parallel dashes line between the classes. This is called large margin classification. You can show in the slide a large margin classification that is described as a graph. The x-axis is defined petal length and y-axis is defined petal width. So you can show that the blue lines are represent iris versicolor. This is defined as dashed line, and the iris setosa is in yellow line is defined as a solid line. You can see in this slide. You can notice that adding more training instance of the street, we will not affect the decision boundary at all. It is fully determined or supported by the instance located on the edge of the street. These instances are called the support vector. They are circled in figure 5.1. Super vector machines are sensitive to the features scales. Features scales are the attributes those are stored in database. As you can see in the figure 5.2, on the left plot, the vertical scale is much larger than the horizontal scale, so the widest possible street is close to horizontal. After future scaling, for example, I am using scikit-learn as a standard scaler in this example. The decision boundary looks much better on the right plot. So you can show the slide as a unscaled and scaled. You can difference between those slides define in this slide. Then after I am describe about soft margin classification in SVM. If we strictly impose that all instances be of the state and all the right side, this is called hard margin classification. There are two main issues with hard margin classification. First, it only works if the data is linearly separatable, and the second, it is quite sensitive to outliers. Then after I am defining a figure 5.3, so the iris dataset with just one additional outer layer. You can see in this slide two graphs are described here. Those show the hard margin sensitive to the outlier. On the left, it is possible to find a hard margin, and on the right, the decision boundary end up very different from one we saw in the figure 5.1 in our previous slide without the outlier, and it will probably not generalize as well. In this slide you can see the two graphs that is defined in my slide. One represents the impossible, and that is represented by yellow dots, and outlier is green dots. That is define the two axes as petal length and petal width, and the second one is defined with a line that is separated the two classes of petal length and petal width. You can show easily that yellow dots represents the petal length as well as petal width, and the blue dots represent the outlier as a petal length and petal width. Thanks, students.